welcome to Beyond the Rack. My special guest today is Mykal-Michelle Harris. Thank you for
Oh,
being here, darling.
thank you for inviting me. This is so much fun.
Welcome.
This is so much fun.
You killed this photo shoot, by the way.
Thank you.
Might
Thank
have
you.
been fresh yet. This is all the fabulous stuff she wore.
Amazing. Gorgeous. 100%.
You have fun?
Oh, I definitely did. We went to the stairs. We shot on the stairs. We did stuff in front of a backdrop. We did things where I was sitting on books. All of that. It was so much fun. It was
and
great.
back bends and stuff that you couldn't do. Want to get into that?
Exactly.
What was your favorite pose?
I think my favorite
pose and favorite outfit.
My favorite pose was, I think, I'm going to say favorite pose and favorite outfit were both this, the red dress. It was the most painful to shoot because of those 25-inch heels that I had to wear. But the photos turned out, those are my favorite photos. Those photos turned out great, and the poses were awesome, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. Auntie did that.
She did that.
All right, so what we're going to talk about today is a lot of things, but first I want to talk about where we met. Mm-hmm. I met Mykal-Michelle when she was were you 7?
I was 6 at that time, I think.
Was she 6?
I was 6 years old.
Really? Okay, 6 about to turn 7. You were
6 about to turn 7. That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
October of 19, and I came on late to the show Mixed Dish, and I was helping out with the set costumer, so I was like in between them, helping both of them. And I remember meeting you the first day. I was nervous because it was literally my first time with a big show. Like I just did a pilot before coming to you guys, and it was my first time. And I remember this guy, Chris, was one of the set costumers. He was like, "Come on, Shelly, come on, set with us." I was like, "Okay," and I went and hid somewhere for a minute because I was so nervous. But then I got to know you and your mom, Kimberly, and loved y'all since. And you were just a little bitty thing then, so now you're 13.
Yay!
No. And so I wanted to have you in the spring issue, March, April issue, because I wanted you to be a teenager then by now. So we can talk about that, right? So now you're 13. So that's where we met. She was Santee on Mixed Dish, and everybody loves that character.
Everybody does love that character, including myself.
Okay, I was going to ask you that. So do you think that's one of your favorite, like, is that your favorite or just one of your favorite characters that you played to date?
I think that is one of my favorite characters I've played. I think it was Santa Monica, and also it has been, I love the characters that I play in voiceover.
Okay.
I played on a show called Summer Camp Island. I did voice recording for that. That was such a fun show. And then Santa Monica has also been one of my absolute favorite characters.
Now, I keep looking at this piece of hair. I gotta get it.
Oh, okay.
Pull it in. Okay. Why do you think people like Santa Monica so much?
I think people like Santa Monica because in a show that was so but the characters in that show were so insecure, and they had just moved to a whole nother world to them, and they were very sheltered and all this. They were very just they didn't want to be out in the world as much. And Santa Monica was the total opposite of that. She
wanted to be in front of the screen.
Exactly. She wanted to be in front of the screen. She wanted to be the star, the main character. And I think that she just stood out so much because she was a whole different personality than what the show revolved around. Her, Aunt Dee Dee, and Grandpa were the main 3 that stuck out from the rest of the family. And I think that was a beautiful contrast because on one side you have Bo, who was this character who was very new to this whole regular world, right? And then you have Santa Monica, who is just huge.
She's a big personality for such a little person.
Exactly, she's a huge personality. So yeah, I think that was one of the reasons that people love her so much.
Now, tell us how you started in this business, I'm going to let you tell it, how you even got into acting, because that's not something you were even looking to do, right? At least your mom wasn't. It just kind of, it happened.
Yeah.
Right? And it happened, but it was obviously the thing you were supposed to do because you're not even good at it. You are freaking amazing at it.
Thank
you
you.
were born to do it.
Thank
That's
you.
just what it is. But tell us how that all came about.
Sure. So I was what's called a viral kid. So I had a viral video, and I was talking about, I love tennis, but more importantly, still do love, Miss Serena Williams. There's this Chase Bank commercial that was on at the time of Miss Serena Williams, and she was in this beautiful, I think it was a hot pink dress, but she was playing tennis. So she was like hitting the ball, she was grunting and everything, and it was just beautiful. And so my mom says that every time that commercial would come on at the time, I would run into the room and sit in front of whatever TV it was on and just watch that commercial. I was in awe. And so one day I was playing tennis outside with my dad, and we were playing, and he said that I could be like Serena Williams. And I was just like, wow, okay, whoa. So I ran in the house to my mom, and I told her all about it, and she recorded it and posted it. And then about overnight, it had 15 to 16 million views. It was wild. My mom said that after she posted it, about an hour later, she was looking at the screen, and she kept reloading it, and it just kept getting more and more views. And so then she went to the movies, because she was like, I gotta get my mind off of it. So she went to the movies, and she was sitting there with her sister, my aunt, and a call came through. It was Good Morning America, and they asked to meet me and have me on the show, and it was just from there, different shows called, and after that it was managers and agents and people of that nature who said, like, she needs to be in front of a camera.
So when that video happened, it wasn't even 24 hours later that Good Morning America called, or it was about 24?
It wasn't even 24 hours later. It wasn't even 24 hours
Wow.
later. It was about 4, maybe 5 hours later.
That life changed pretty
instantly.
Wow.
Like, literally overnight.
So there was never any talks of, actually, Mom, off camera, of being an actress at all? None of that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I didn't even know what an actor was at the time, because I was 3, about to turn 4. So I didn't even know what acting was.
But just hearing you even on the video, like, you have so much personality and a character, in a sense. Like, it literally feels like you were made to do it anyway. So that's just the way it was supposed to happen.
It is. It really
Wow.
is just the way it was supposed to happen.
Okay.
It really is.
So fast forward, I've known you now for what, 6 years?
Yeah, I think
That's
I
2019,
or
6
wait.
years? Yeah, about 6 years, something like that.
About 6 years, yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah.
I became your stylist.
Yeah, it's my creative director.
And I have so much fun styling Mimi because, first of all, your mom allows me to be creative, and that's, us as creatives, that's what we love to do. And if we can't, it just feel like we're dying a slow death.
Of course.
So she gives me that freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, if it's something not appropriate, she's not gonna let me do it, but she's giving me free reign. So that, and then you like style and to be different and creative with it too. So it just helps with the collaboration to be able to do it. So thank you for allowing me to have fun with that. Let's talk about fast forward past Mixed Dish. I worked on the first season with you, and then COVID happened. Right after we had the wrap party, COVID happened.
Yep.
And then, because I was just about to start being your stylist, and boom, not so much.
Not so much.
It's just,
yeah.
my feelings were so hurt because I was so ready just to have fun with you. And I remember we did, I ended up doing something for you. I forgot what it was for, but we ended up pulling some stuff for you, and you had to get dressed and do it from home. I don't remember what event that was, but I still got to style you one time during that whole thing, whatever.
Really?
But yeah. So fast forward past that, tell us, what have you been up to? What were some of the roles that you played since Mixed Dish?
Yeah, so just as COVID started to die down a little bit, I was on Raven's Home. I was Alice on Raven's Home, which has been a life-changing experience, literally.
Love that.
Because after that, I really soared.
Yay,
but working
love
with
that.
Yes, love that. But working with Auntie Ray, I call her Auntie Ray, Miss Raven Simone, has been just really, really great because she took me under her wing. I went from single cam, where I didn't have to do any work, the cameras just moved around me, to multicam, which is where you have to learn how to maneuver yourself. It became second nature eventually, but you have to learn to maneuver yourself so that the cameras can see you, and that was really challenging for me because
that actually was it hard.
Yeah, that was really, it took me about 2.5 weeks to fully grasp it, now it's second nature to me. But yeah, it was a learning curve. But Auntie Ray really took me under her wing, including Isaac and Emmy and Felix, all the people that I worked with on that show, Pop Up, Rondell, everybody. And so that was a great set to work on.
And you were on there 2 seasons?
2 seasons.
Okay.
Yep, 2 years. It was great. It was awesome.
And then you did Cheaper by the Dozen. I forgot what year that came out, but
Yeah, that was before Raven's Home. That was
Okay.
right before Raven's Home. And I also did the Kids Tonight Show, which was before Raven's Home as well,
Okay.
which I was Emmy nominated for. That was great.
And won.
Yes, first time I was Emmy nominated was the Kids Tonight Show. Second time I was Emmy nominated, I won, and that was for Raven's Home. But the Kids Tonight Show was so much fun because it was scripted, but they allowed us to ad-lib and they allowed us to be ourselves.
I forgot about that one.
Yes, they allowed us to ad-lib, they allowed us to be ourselves. We interviewed people like this, and, you know, there was no script for that, obviously. And so it was just a very fun experience because that was one of the first times that I got to just be me in front of a camera, other than, YouTube videos and, LOL surprise, all that stuff. That was the first time I got to just be me, and I got to do it with 3 other kids that were my age, so that was so much fun. That was great. And then I did Cheaper by the Dozen, which was, that was the first time that I had a set that had a lot of other children that were my age. I wasn't the youngest, I was second to being the youngest, but I still developed so many friends from that set, and it was just a very fun set to be on. It was very loud at all times.
A lot of people.
There was a lot of people, but it was very fun.
So you've been nominated 3 years in a row.
3 years
I mean,
in a
that's
row.
huge. You know how huge that is, right?
Huge, ginormous.
Okay. So we nominated the first year. We didn't win that one, but look, we won the second one, which was 23.
Yes?
It was 23.
Yes, it was 23.
We keep
This
looking
is
at
a
mom.
year
That's
after.
what we looking at mom.
Yeah.
That's from.
It was a year after.
Right,
Yeah,
and
sure.
then you just went again this past March, which is your 3rd nomination. But you got 1 win. We should have had you bring it today and kind of be
That's
flashy
true.
with it, but it's okay. It's okay.
That's okay. Sorry.
Very proud of you.
Thank you.
Tell me what is something you feel like you haven't done yet because you're still very young, but what's something that you feel like you want to do that you haven't done yet?
I think that one thing that I would love to do, but I have not done yet, is do a voiceover where I have to fully change my voice. Like, for example, I am on 2 series regular voiceover shows right now. One I can't speak about. One is Ariel. And Ariel, I got a few years ago, and my voice has changed ever so slightly ever since, so I have to make my voice a little bit higher to play Ariel. And then the second show, I had to put a little bit of a rasp in my voice. But both of them, I'm not mildly changing my voice. I'm just little tweaks here and there.
But do the voiceover that you just did for the country person. Can we play with that for a second?
Right, yes, of course.
Okay.
So I love changing my voice. For example, I can do country, right? Not only can I just be a country mom, I can be a country dad too. I can do it anyway, right? Then I can also go into British, right? And I can be very pip pip cheerio, tea on the spot, right? Then I can go into
Really
Australian.
good.
Then I can go into Australian, right? We down the like we wrestling some alligators, right? So I can do a lot of different voices, but none of them
Just on the
except for my
spot.
just on the spot. None of them except for my British accent have I ever used in a show or movie or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to do a voiceover where I'm just this Australian mate, right? Like something like that, right? It would just be so much fun. But I have not gotten able to do that yet. But that would just be a dream.
Okay. What's something else that you love to do other than acting, because you seem to wear a lot of hats?
Oh my gosh, I thought you were literally talking about I wear hats on my head a lot. I also wear a lot of figurative hats, but I also do wear a lot of hats on my head. Okay. Got it. Okay.
I love this. Figurative hats.
Figurative hats. I love being creative. I just am a creative as a whole. I recently started a YouTube channel where I act and produce and direct and do all of that. Then
what is this YouTube channel about?
I call it Memester Piece Theater. It's basically a theater where I get to just perform and just act because the name actually stems from, there's an old British TV show on the BBC called Masterpiece Theatre, and it was a group of adults who would just do theater. And I changed it to Memsterpiece Theater because people call me Memers and Memsterpiece. So.
I didn't make that up. Did I make memers? I didn't make it up.
Not memers.
No, I
not
call
memers.
you memes.
Memers. I get called many names. But Memsterpiece Theater is that. Then I am also an artist. I love drawing. If I wasn't an actor, if I didn't go viral, if I didn't do any of that stuff, I would be an artist, hands down. I love painting and traditional art. I just love the way that like the pen feels on paper. And so I sketch a lot. I have a lot of sketchbooks. My mom can tell you, I have a lot of sketchbooks. But I also produce. Not only do I like being in front of the camera, but I love being behind the camera as well. I produced a spin-off pilot for Raven's Home called Alice in the Palace, which is so much fun. I got to help cast that. I got to help with a hand in everything. Okay. I helped cast that, and the cast members we casted were just amazing people. We still have a group chat, and we still text all the time on the group chat. Just amazing kids, and adults. But then I helped produce. I also looked over the scripts. I got to look over all the wardrobe. It was just such a fun experience. And I love directing as well. I also have shadowed Miss Raven Simone. She directed a few episodes of Raven's Home, and the episodes that she did direct, I actually shadowed her on the episodes. So that was, it's just so much fun.
Is it hard for you in those other roles? Like, I can't imagine being a producer or a director. Does that just come naturally, you feel like?
To me, it's actually easier, way easier than acting. Because when you act, you are not the end result, right? There are many people who are where the bull stops, right? And so, like, producers or directors or, the studio, they might want a different read or a different take or a different performance out of you. And so you can be creative all you want, but you have limits. The buck stops somewhere, and it's not you. And so you have, like, limits to your creativity. But when you're a producer, you can just do whatever you want. When you're a director, you decide where the camera goes and where the lighting goes and how this looks. And it's just so much fun to me because I get to, like, make this piece of media and it just is out there for the world.
I love all of this. How did you get? No, yes, seriously.
It's just so much fun
beautiful.
To me. And so I think it comes easier to me actually being a director because I love Dutch angles. I like, making different styles of shots and lighting and all that stuff.
What is a Dutch angle?
Dutch angle is, you know how when you are filming, like, on a phone, you, like, might do this, like, cock the phone to the side. It's basically that, but, like, professional-ish, so, yeah.
So where did you learn to just be so sophisticated? I feel like I need to... Because, I don't want to say hate. I don't like when people say, you're just so well-spoken, like, we're supposed to be dumb, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But you really are, like, for your age. Honestly, I feel threatened sometimes. It's like, dang, do I sound professional? But you really are, you are very articulate, just very well-spoken. That's the only way I can say you are very spoken. It's a beautiful thing to see with someone your age. So is that something... I don't know, there just always was?
Kind of, because my mom is an educator. Yeah. She taught in the school system she was in the school system as a whole for 30 years. She also taught actually in the classroom, and so that's part of it, because she taught students, not my age, but like around, like that kindergarten to like third grade-ish area. Okay. And so she's really great at, early childhood development and I cannot articulate. But she was great at, early child development stuff. And my brother, he is just, this word has a negative connotation, but it's true. He is a know-it-all. Like, he knows all. He knows a little bit about everything. And including words. He loves learning new words, and he loves using the words that he learns. And so I learn a lot from him as well. But yeah, my entire family has just been these big brain people.
I love it.
Yeah.
it's a great thing.
You know what? I'm gonna take my shoes off too.
Great, let's get into
Let's
it.
get comfortable.
So tell me something that you like to do more. Just being you, being now that you're new to your teenage years. Just what's one thing that you like to do to just be a kid?
It's gonna sound like I'm repeating myself, because I am, but art. It's
Art is
really
it?
just
Okay.
art. Like, let's see, what other hobbies do I have? I don't cook, because that's scary. I don't like being near fire. Scary. But I also am like you a little bit in the sense that I like coming up with outfits. Like maybe the day before we're about to go out somewhere, I'll put together my outfit. I have a whole Pinterest board. And so I love, just being creative in that way. But art is really the main thing that I do to kind of get my mind off things. Listening to music as well. I'm a music head. I'm learning music theory. I'm learning piano.
Music theory.
I am learning music theory. I'm learning piano as well. And I want to eventually make music. I love music. I feel like, so whenever I'm doing something for a long time, like for example on a plane, when I'm on a plane or maybe in a road trip, something like that, I always listen to a new album. That has become my new thing. I listen to a new album, right? And so one day I was getting my hair braided down for the Emmys, and I knew I was going to sit there for a while, so I was like, might as well listen to a new album. And this is, like, music is so powerful to me, to the point that I listened to Kendrick Lamar's Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, and I cried 3 separate times. I just love music.
I love that.
Yeah, it's just, I think music is so powerful to me, just as powerful as being on the screen is. So, yeah.
So do you want to sing or just want to know it? It's just not so much a career, just
being around it in general. Like, I love singing. I sing on Disney Junior's Ariel. I have a singing role in that. I love singing, but I also love producing music. I love melodies, drums, all of that synths, all of the different things. It's so cool to me, and how you can bring a guitar and a piano together to create something sad or something happy or something. All these different emotions can come from these little wooden boxes with strings we put on them that we put holes in and made into instruments. Like, it's just so cool to me.
So there's just no limits to you, is what you're saying.
That's basically what I'm saying.
I love
there's
it.
just no limits.
And don't let anyone limit you. They shouldn't.
Exactly.
Just do all the things.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
I'm the creative director of MMH the brand, right?
MMH the brand.
We launched that a couple years ago or so, and we're slowly but surely putting together a clothing line for you.
We are.
Right?
We are.
You want to talk about that a little bit and what that looks like?
Sure. So, like I said, I am like Auntie Shelly in the way that I like putting together outfits. And so there is just this certain flair that I like to have to what I put on my body. And we couldn't find that specific flair anywhere else. And so we were like, why not just make it? Because I like being unique, I like being new. And so we decided to make something unique and new by creating MMH, the brand, by Mykal-Michelle Harris.
That is it. That is so everything I would have
wait,
said. Okay, let's get it right.
Okay, yeah.
Great. Yes, I wouldn't have told it any better than that. That's exactly what the brand will be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I, like I said, love making something that is just that pops. And so I don't want to hog that for myself. I don't want to just have that for myself. I want to share it with the world. And Auntie Shelly is helping me do that, and I'm so grateful, because obviously she knows how to put together some colors. Like duh.
These fabulous jeans, by the way.
Yes, that's
so fun,
cool.
right?
So great. They're great.
Okay, now we'll get to one last thing. What is something you want everyone to know about you that they may not know about you?
I think something that people might not expect from someone my age is that I'm really into old television, and I am a television I'm a television head. Like, I love different. Well, I mean, duh, I'm in front of the television, but I am just really picky about the types of shows that I watch. So, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, one of my favorite live action shows ever. Living Single, such a great show. What else? Martin, great show. The Cosby Show, all of these different shows. Raven's Home was actually my favorite show before I was on it. Raven's Home is a great show. But in animation, I love The Amazing World of Gumball. I am just really enthusiastic about these different types of shows, and I love, love, love old shows.
So would you want to, or do you write as well? Would you want to write?
I do write. I am actively, slowly but surely, writing my own novel series called The Green Dragon, which I'm so excited about because I love fantasy books. So I'm writing this fantasy book that kind of just popped into my head. One day we were driving to work, and I'm always bored by driving to work because in the mornings my mother doesn't let me have my devices. But something good came of it because that's where the idea came for my novel, and so that was great, out of boredom. And so that's great. I like writing TV shows, obviously, YouTube channel. So I write all of those. Yeah, I enjoy writing songs. I enjoy writing. It's not my main thing that I like to do, just because I find the process very long. I find it a very long, drawn-out process, especially the ways the schools teach us to do it. And I'm looking at your school system. I don't get to write creatively. I don't get to write creatively. I have to be put into a box.
And see, I don't like that either, though.
Exactly. I love writing creatively. Making up stories is so fun to me.
Creatives can't be put in a box.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of times they want to put you in a box, and it's not fair because we get very
overwhelmed
and angry probably because we can't do what we want to do, how we want to create. And this is this is how I create. This is my world and how I create, because if I'm not allowed to do it hired by someone, I hire myself. And this is where this all came from.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why we're having this interview.
This is why we're having this interview.
Exactly.
I love you. Give me some. Thank you so much for being here today. I love you so much. You are an amazing young lady. I hope you know this. You're always very humble. Stay that way.
Thank you.
But know that you are everything. So don't let nobody tell you different. And you're going to go beyond the stars. Like, you're just that great of a person. Seriously.
Thank you so much. You too, Auntie Shelly.
Welcome.
Absolutely, you too. You've been styling for me for, like you said, 6 years now.
Yeah.
And every outfit you put together, I've never had a doubt about it.
I ain't going
Every
nowhere.
single outfit. Every
right
outfit.
here.
Yes.
Thank y'all for joining us on Beyond the Rack. Love y'all. Mwah.
Mwah.